So
Oh my gosh.
we have some updates to make.
Oh my God. I was like,
I know. I was like, wait a second, out here making all that. So I'm
oh
like, I was
my
kind of like, I thought it was just gonna go to a countdown, but hey, here we
God.
are.
So, listen, doing it this way made me think of when we did your podcast together
Oh
like
my
8
gosh,
months
yeah,
ago or whatever, and it made me get very sentimental. I was like, "This is how it all started." In
it is. This
in
is how it
20
all
seconds.
started.
In 20 seconds, Amanda was basically crying.
I know. We like came full circle again with the whole origin of the show. It's been a year, and now we're back kind of where we started. But this is good. This is much better.
This is so good. I
I
love
love it.
it. I love it. So, Chris, let's talk about the changes that we're making. And
Yes.
we're just so excited about 2022 of the
Hmm.
Chris and Amanda show.
Yes. So first of all, Happy New Year, Amanda.
Happy New Year, Chris.
Yeah. So here we are in our first episode of 2022 of the Chris and Amanda show. And
Woo-hoo.
yeah, so normally we have been streaming the show live over on the Fireside app for the last year, which has been great. It's been a great experience doing it there. But our audience, as we've been looking to grow the show and expand it out, Amanda and I made the decision that while Fireside has been absolutely incredible to us and was been a great platform, and believe me, by all means, we are not done with Fireside. But
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
decided for the growth of the show, we've decided to expand our borders and start streaming the show live here using we broadcast. We're on StreamYard right now. That's how we're using this, but we're broadcasting live out onto YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook simultaneously right now, and we'll continue to grow. And as we've been doing it, we will also be, as we've been doing, is repurposing the audio version of this for the audio podcast. So you'll be able to see the video feed here live. It's gonna be on Mondays. I'm gonna be honest with you that the live portion may be jumping a little back and forth on times, but we're gonna try to do our best to keep it very consistent, at least
Mhm.
time wise, as we go along. But we're still gonna stay on Mondays as we do the show. But listen, if you don't catch us live, you can catch the replays on any of the
Absolutely.
platforms we talked about. Plus, you can follow us over wherever you get podcasts. And speaking of that, that has been really fun because we started dropping audio versions of the show uh, back in, I think, in September. And
Yes.
since
Yeah.
we started doing that, like we have really tapped into a whole other audience for the show now too. And it's, listen, it's not a giant audience right now, but it has been like cool to watch the numbers go up week after week of people discovering the show. Like it's
I
been awesome.
It's been very awesome, and honestly, I am shocked by the numbers that we're seeing because for someone to find us just audio based, on Spotify or Apple, that's
Right.
a challenge. So I just feel like super grateful for every one of those listens and every single like listen on our lives. And even when we were on Fireside, that takes time away from somebody doing something else or listening to something else. And it's just very special that people do that. So I'm just really excited. And I feel like our reach is just going to go further now that we've made this shift.
Yep.
And I'm pumped.
I am pumped too. This is great. And so, for anybody joining us, and by the way, I want to say right now we got a few friends checking in. So, James, what is up? Great to see you.
James
Thanks for
Scott. God,
Thank
I
you
love
so
him.
much for hanging out with us today. James is an awesome friend of ours. And he does Across the Pond podcast, so make sure you check that out. You were going
Amazing,
to say something?
amazing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was. I see he commented that I look amazing, and thank you for that because I have a lot of makeup on right now, James. I've been a little down and out the last few weeks. So that is what James is referring to. And Chris has totally like handled the show as you would because Chris is just awesome. So thanks again, Chris, for taking care of business.
No, well, listen, this is our show, and I'm happy to do it. And I want to thank Chris Kosech out there
Yeah.
who filled in for one of the weeks, and she was awesome because it was very like last minute, and she just was so much fun to do the show with her. So thank you, Chris. She's the host of the Tex Pros and Rock and Roll podcast,
So
which you
fun.
should absolutely check out because she does these amazing interviews with people in the rock and music industries, and so she very kindly stepped up to the plate and filled your shoes for at least a day,
She
and she did a great
did.
job.
She did. And she happens to be our number one TikTok video. Like, it is the clip of you in her. So thank you, Chris, for that. Chris's, I should say, for that. Um, and I mean, let's plug our TikTok. If you are
Of course.
listening and you haven't followed us on TikTok, please do. You know, we're really trying to grow, and we've been very blessed by the numbers, but we really come from this creation of the show to make people happy and smile and just have fun. So the more people who are exposed to it, hopefully are walking around with smiles on their faces and
Well,
makes the world a better place.
that's the whole goal. That's the whole goal. So, for anybody joining us for the first time, if this is your first time watching the Chris and Amanda show, we want to welcome you all to the show. Our show is very, very simple. Basically, what we do is almost every episode, although we do have a special episode today, but usually how we do it is Amanda and I share 3 songs with each other that we don't think the other has ever heard before. And why this is so hilarious to listen to is because Amanda and I just, as good as friends as we are, we come from 2 different sides of musical styles and tastes, and so I get to be exposed to a lot of music I don't normally listen to or would never even think about listening to, and I think the same goes for you, Amanda.
As my list will show today, it absolutely does.
Yeah. So what we decided to do today to kick off 2022 in season 2 of the show was to take a look through our entire playlist of songs that we have shared with one another over the last year. And if you can listen to the songs that we did for 2021 right now by going to, if you're listening to the show, you can use the links in the show notes. But we have a running list on Spotify where you can listen to all the songs that we shared with each other through 2021. And Amanda,
Yes.
if you look at the time on this playlist, it's 9 hours and 32 minutes of music. It's amazing.
I mean, to be fair, I do have a lot of long songs. Like, sometimes Chris's songs are like 2 minutes and mine are like almost, they're pushing 6 minutes
Right.
long. So it adds up quickly, but wow, that's how many hours of
Yeah.
music we've talked about.
That's how many hours of music we have talked about on our show. And so I think that's about I think 29 or 30 episodes of songs that we've shared with each other, something along those lines. So that is the
Wow.
entire 2021, because we started doing the show in April of 2021. And so from that point on, I think pretty much to like the end of November, because we started doing some special like holiday
Yeah.
episodes. So that's all that music. So we are starting a brand new season in January. So I mean, we're gonna totally crush that playtime.
Season
our
2
2022
in
list.
2022. So as
Yeah.
the years progress, our seasons will progress, and we have a lot more seasons up our sleeve. We are in this for the long term, friends.
Absolutely, 100%. And so we are so happy to be doing this show. So today's show is going to be Amanda and I picking our top 3 favorite songs that we've shared with each other. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to share the top 3 songs that Amanda shared with me, and then Amanda's going to share her top 3 songs that I shared with her, because I think we both broadened our musical tastes over the last year.
I cannot wait to see what you chose of my
Okay.
songs to you. Like, I'm so pumped for this. So are you going to say all 3 of your
Well, no,
favorite?
we can go
We'll go
one
back
at
and
a
forth?
time. Yeah,
Okay.
and for once again, for everybody who's listening or watching, you can check out all the songs that we're talking about. You can go over to Spotify. You can search the Chris and Amanda Show playlist. It's the 2021 playlist, and that is all the songs that we shared with each other over the course of the year. And of course, we'll be starting a new Spotify playlist for this new season, with all this new songs we'll be sharing with each other. So
And I'm so pumped. Okay, so I already have like my list
Here
of
we go.
songs like for season 2 too. Like,
Mhm.
I'm like brain dumping all of them. Like, it's so exciting.
There's a
So
lot.
let's go from like our 3rd choice down to our 1st choice. So we'll end with our
Okay.
number 1s. Is
Okay.
that okay?
Yep.
Okay. Can I go first?
Go ahead. You go first.
Okay. So thank
I'm
you
anxious
all
to
for
hear
like
it.
hanging in while we did all this housekeeping, new year, new format, new place. Like we had to get through all that.
We just had to say it all out.
We had to say it all. So my number 3 pick of 2021 that Chris gave me of a song I had never heard before, but I really liked instantly the first time I listened to it. And it was one from like our earlier shows.
Okay.
And our good friend Randall loved it too.
Oh.
And it was Cherry Bomb
Woo.
by the Runaways.
Yes, that's a great song.
And that song is in a lot of shows. Like now that I know this song and I love the song, I was like, is that Cherry Bomb?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
fun.
I'm so glad you like that song. 'Cause I remember that. I remember listening to that episode because I was listening back to some of the old episodes as I was putting them up
Yeah.
on the feed. And I had listened to that one and I was like, oh my gosh. Like I remember because you were like so into that song. And I was like really shocked that you enjoyed that. I was so happy you enjoyed that song too.
It's so sassy too. Like it was so fun. It
Yeah,
was
it's
so
got a
fun.
lot of attitude.
It does. It does. And the fact that our sweet friend Randall really liked it too. I
Yes.
think it just like really like secured that number 3 spot for me. So number 3 for me, Cherry Bomb by the Runaways.
Awesome. And that's also the name of that's what I named my car, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that in that episode, but that's the name of my Mini Cooper. I call
I
her
love it.
Her name's Cherry Bomb.
I think you did, but like it's always good to hear that again.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right. So my number 3 song. So once again, Amanda, we definitely stretched our musical tastes over 2021. Amanda, 100%. Like I am not a big country music fan in the sense of like there's tons of artists I don't even know existed. And you sent me a lot of really good songs. It was actually a lot of like more overlap of things I had already known or kind of knew.
Sure.
So that was really kind of cool to like have that, like, oh wow, Amanda likes the same, like I kind of know
Yeah.
that. So, but you definitely shared things with me that I never ever heard before. So one of the ones that I liked, and I put this then because I kept saying it throughout the course of the last season, was that as you sent me certain songs, I felt like I was creating a Sunday morning playlist
Yes.
with some of those songs. And this is a song, this was probably the first song, I think that was the first song I put on my Sunday morning playlist. And so this was Garrett Hedlund's Timing Is Everything.
Oh,
I
it's
really,
so good.
that song really grew on me. Like the first time you sent it to me and I listened to it, I was like, I really liked it because I remember giving it like a pretty decent like rating
Yep.
on the show. But it has stuck with me and it's on the Sunday morning playlist. And I really like that song. I think it's a really strong song. I don't know. I like the way everything sounds on it. The lyrics are cool. It's a good song. And I didn't know who Garrett Hedlund was. None of that until you sent it to me. So I
love
really
the
enjoyed it.
message of that song because to me,
Yeah.
timing is truly everything. Like a second late doing something could mean all the difference of where your future leads. So it's
Right.
just it means I love the tune of it too, but I just love that message so much. Oh, I love that you like that song. That's
Yep.
your number 3.
Yeah, that was my number 3.
I would not have guessed that was your number 3. So I'm liking it. I'm liking these lists.
Yes.
So
Okay.
my number 2 favorite song. And this one, like I played around with it with another song, but I just felt like I should honor this spot with Champagne Supernova.
I had a feling that Champagne Supernova was going to show up in your picks just because you had told such a great story about that when we initially had that on.
Yes.
And you had such a cool story about Champagne Supernova.
I feel like it took me back to a place that I had forgotten I went. And I still have to find some pictures.
this song, and there was, I think, the Sam I Am song that we talked about, where like you're sort of like you
Awakening.
rediscovered this part of your life that like you had forgotten about.
A little bit of maybe a grunge phase. And
Yeah.
so actually, in fact, my this is terrible, but my grandma passed away. She lived a good life. And my cousin sent me pictures. And I'll send it to you, Chris, but please
Okay.
don't judge me. It's an awful picture. It's so awful. And I looked at it, I go, oh, there's that grunge face. I had flannel on, and I go, Mom, why would my cousin show my friend this? Because my friend was at my grandma's house. She's like, Amanda, I don't know. Like, you liked flannel then, you like flannel now. And I was like, but I wear it so different. So I have a grunge picture I'm going to send you, but
I love it.
it's not pretty.
You should send me that picture so we can put our like side by side pictures together of like the eras. Like I could put the picture of me when I actually had like longish like mullet type hair.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Only if you put it with a mullet
Yeah,
will I
we'll
be
do
okay.
side by side, and we could do because we could do too. If you remember what year that was, we could do the circus like
I feel like
around the same time.
it was probably 10th grade. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like digest it a little bit. It's just so embarrassing. So I will put it out for the sake of this show.
Do it for the show.
And I would have only thought of it because of your Champagne Supernova song that you sent me a couple months ago.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
This is why I love our show. Like, there's so much like story behind each song. It's so fun.
I know. It's so great.
So grunge picture coming your way, friends.
Excellent. Very good. I'm very excited. All right. So so this is my second song that you gifted me during the course of 2021 that I really I got into. Once again, somebody I didn't ever hear of, was the song by Uncle Lucius, Keep the Wolves Away.
Oh, that's so
really,
good.
really dig that song. That song completely has grown on me. Yeah. Such a cool tune. It's so good.
Oh, the whistle just seals the deal for me. Oh,
yeah, I know. You like the whistling.
I love it. And it tells such a great story within the lyrics. Oh, that's your number 2. I'm so excited.
It's my number 2. I really dug that song, and I listened to it. It's a song I will put on. I will listen to it.
Love it.
Definitely made a big impression on me. So thank you, Amanda Sharp.
You're welcome. And thank you for all the gifts you've given me.
Let me guess what your next song. It's by let's see, Chunk No Captain Chunk.
Definitely not Chris Baglio.
Or the Misfits. Your favorite band of Misfits. It's Skulls by the Misfits.
None of that. There will be no skulls on my top 3 list, mister. Oh, you guys, I don't know what episode that was, but look for the Misfits Skulls episode, and I was just insulted by that song.
you were mortified.
Mortified. But I have to say, like, as you've educated me on the Misfits,
right,
I understand their music a little bit better. It doesn't mean I like it, but I understand kind of where they're coming from, and it's their niche.
It's their niche. It's their thing.
It's their thing. I mean, everyone should have a thing.
Yep, that's theirs.
Okay, so my number 1 song that you gave me.
Okay.
And I don't think you're going to be surprised by this because I really, really, really loved it at the time. Is Gave You Everything by the Interpreters.
Wow. The
Interrupters. I said Interpreters. I was like, no. I looked back down. I was like, no, Interrupters.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. So now, yeah, I remember sharing that song with you, and you were like really into it, which I didn't expect you to be that into that song.
All in the it's in the O's.
It's the O's.
It's the O's. That is such. You know what's so funny is when I played our Spotify list for the first time to kind of like get our list going. That was the first song that song just randomly played. And it's nowhere like at the beginning or the end. It's kind of beautifully put in the middle. So it was such a weird place to start. And I was like, oh, that's the one. Like, I just love, if you have not heard this song, friends, pull it up on the Spotify playlist. You're gonna love it. The OOOs do not disappoint. It is such a good song, and I never would have heard it before. The
Interrupters are such a great band, and I am so looking forward to new music from them. Hopefully, we get a new record this year because that record's a few years old now, and that was their last one.
I'm looking forward to a new record now.
They did just release a live concert on which you can watch on YouTube, which is out now. Which was they put it out as a record, and they have it out. You can watch on YouTube. There's also, I think I talked about this in the episode too. Like if you go to YouTube, there's an awesome Kerrang! Magazine does this like live from the pit or something they call it. And it's just this teeny tiny like I don't even know if you could call it a club. It looks like a box. And you can only fit like 50 people in there, and they have bands playing there, and it is
Wow.
awesome. And so the Interrupters, they do like 4 or 5 songs, and it is just the best thing to watch because it
Ugh,
is so much fun, and they're playing, and there's just people like they're packed as tight as you can, and everybody's singing along. It's so much fun to watch. So I recommend going over to YouTube and watching that
that
immediately.
is immediately.
Immediately.
Immediately after our show.
That's correct. Immediately after you're done watching or listening to this, go to YouTube and watch the
Go to
Interrupters
YouTube and listen
live
because
in the
you
pit.
gotta hang in there to listen to Chris's number one pick of
That's right.
2021.
My number one pick of songs that you gave me in 2021. This was actually hard because there were a few more, but like I was saying, how I sort of tried to like break it down was I didn't want to, because you gave me some songs I really like, but I kind of knew them. Like you gave me stuff from the
Yes.
Animals and like Johnny Cash and DJ Jazzy Jeff. Like there was, but there were some really good songs you gave me that, but like I knew but it was
You
great. Listen, like the
sure.
Monkeys, like I would have picked the Monkey. Like that
Yeah.
stuff is fantastic. So I really wanted to make sure I picked stuff that like I really hadn't
Mhm.
heard or listened to like
Totally fair.
ever, or didn't even
Mhm.
know. So that was sort of my criteria to sort of like filter out. So however, this artist that I picked to be your number one was an artist that, so I know the artist, but I can't say that I listened to a ton of her songs except for one song, which my daughter has played over and over and well, used to play over and over again. And the artist is Christina Perry. And it's not Jar of Hearts. That's just a, but it is Bang Bang Bang, which I go, this song is so good. Like I was so
I
into that song.
I
I never heard it before.
and I made you
Love
do a
it.
reel to it.
You did. You did make it real.
In my heart, I wanted that to be your number one song pick. I
Yeah.
really did.
Did you really?
I did because it's such a fun song. And I felt like it was really like bridging our worlds together of like
Yeah.
music, like, it was just marrying the two like music choices. And I was so thrilled that you liked it as much as you did during that episode. So I was really hoping that you still enjoyed it. It's so sassy, but not at the same. Oh, it's just so good.
It is. It is. I really enjoy that song. It's fun. Yeah, it's got a lot of attitude into it, and quite frankly, it's not a song I would have ever expected her
Mhm.
to do, especially after hearing like Jar of
Jar of
Hearts like
Heart.
10 gajillion times. So that was another thing where I was like, wow, this is like, I would have never expected her to put out a song like this. And yeah, I really, really liked it a lot. So I would say that is definitely, out of all the songs you shared with me, that's the one that like I feel like rises above when it's things I hadn't heard before.
I wish I would have written down that wish that I wanted that to be the number one song to prove that I wanted it to be the number one song
I
because
believe you. I believe you.
it totally was in my head. Oh my, it's just such a fun song. And I felt like that was the first time like I nailed like your taste outside of your zone.
Yeah.
Like I understood it. Like, oh darn, this is
You,
amazing.
you figured me out with that one.
Just for like 1
Yeah.
mini second in an episode.
You know, so I thought for sure I thought for sure you were gonna do question mark into Mysterion's 96 Tears. I thought that was gonna be in your list.
It was hard though, right? Because to your point, I did give you some songs that I knew you probably have heard before, but wanted to like see what your thoughts
Yeah,
were because we threw some bones at each other to kind of get reactions so we could get a better idea of
right.
thoughts and taste of music.
We had to
So
get a sample going,
absolutely. And I feel like you sent things to me a little bit more more things that I hadn't heard before than I sent you.
Mhm.
And so there was just so many to choose from.
There's a
So
lot.
many to choose from. And so like had we had 5, probably would have made my list, but I don't think we would have ever had time to talk about the 5.
No, no.
Because we just talk about everything for a long time. It was hard, but it was really hard. But these were the ones that really like had a sentimental like, oh, I
Right.
just love these from the show.
Yeah, I remember talking about these, like, going And that's a funny thing too, is like when you listen to the playlist, like for me, like I listen and I remember at least part of the conversations that we had with
Yeah.
each song, like your reaction to songs and then my like, and I kept notes on like the things that I would like like how I rated them and
Yeah.
reacted to. So I kept notes on my side, and it was like it's like funny listening to these songs and like thinking back like that episode and like what we talked about. Like that was a really fun part of this too. That I it's just like it's kind of like it's a whole storybook that goes on in my head.
It is because we say music has memories, and
Yeah,
now like these songs have the memories of our show for me, and it really is nostalgic. Like it was just so fun to like go down that memory lane of that playlist because like
yeah,
to your point, like I could remember the discussions that we had, and Chris is great at going to songfacts.com and getting like those tidbits on the songs, and we would get many history lessons on them all. So we during our normal shows there's way more than just sentimental like
yeah.
feelings from Amanda. There is some awesome song facts that Chris finds about each song.
Yeah, well, and that is too. That was actually that part of doing the show has been like really great because I learned so much about the stories behind the
Mhm.
creation of some of these songs that it's just fascinating. So even if it wasn't a song I really liked, like the story behind the creation of that song was like amazing,
Mhm.
and sometimes it helped me like actually help me like the song a little bit more. Like I had a little bit more
Agreed.
appreciation for the music.
Or the artist.
Right. Yes.
It's very interesting, and to see how, like, so many of them began with nothing, and they could have given up at that one spot, and then they didn't for whatever reason, and
Yeah.
that's when their break happened. It's just so encouraging to hear those stories behind the artists. Love what we do, love what we talk about, and
Yep.
we hope our listeners do too.
Yes, we absolutely do. So we are so appreciative of the support everybody has given us throughout the last year doing the show. The suggestions, the feedback we've gotten has been awesome. People have completely like they followed us, they've reshared the show, they interact with the clips we put up on Instagram and TikTok and everything. And so we're just really pumped to be doing this, and the fact that everybody out there seems to really dig it. So thank you
Mhm.
guys.
We're blessed that season 2 is now officially on its way. Like
This is
we're
it.
doing it. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
What was your friend's name who sent us that country artist that we both just really dug?
My friend Ken. Yes.
Yeah.
That country artist. Now I already forgot his name because it was really
I
good though.
it's something so big it's like Charlie or something. I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, yeah. I'm getting it right now.
But Chris's friend Ken sent us a, a artist that neither one of us had heard before, and we both really dug him like so
Charlie
much.
Crockett. That's it.
Charlie Crockett, amazing and talented artist, kind of a blend of like a Dean Martin and country. Like
Yeah,
if
it's like
Johnny Cash and Dean Martin were one person, it's like Charlie.
yeah, it's really good because it's got this like old school sound, and the songs are definitely written in that older,
Yeah,
I don't know even know how you would say, but just an older country, but like
yeah,
completely like
relevant.
relevant. Like I kind of it's like how like I played JD McPherson for you, and it's
Yes,
like
oh my gosh,
here he is doing like a very like early rock and roll sound, but like it completely sounds updated and relevant
yes.
for today. It's
It's
so
amazing.
yeah,
So definitely check him out, and if you have any suggestions for us, you being our listeners, send them our way because we love discovering new artists. We just appreciate what they do, and we appreciate music, so send them our way because that was fun.
absolutely,
We were
yeah.
texting each other, like, how much we loved it. It was so cool.
Yeah, it was, and I was really appreciative to have gotten that. So thank you, Ken, for sending
Thanks,
that
Ken.
our way. Appreciate it, and yeah, so I guess that just about wraps it up for today's show. We will be back next Monday with another live show. Of course, you can always check out all the previous shows through our feed wherever you get podcasts. We have all the previous videos are all cataloged on YouTube. You can also go back over to Fireside as well, where we have plenty of all the replays there as well.
No true.
Pretty soon, everything will kind of all be on one place. That's what we're working towards. But, for now, it's sort of like here and there, but like you can have access to all of it. It's actually not that hard to find. If you just type in the Chris and Amanda show, everything kind of comes up on Google.
How fun is that?
I know, it's great. It's pretty good. And of course, if you would love to support us and the show and everything that we're doing, really great way to do that, other than following us or resharing shows, is to head over to our buymeacoffee.com. It's /TCAS. You can also get there by using the links in the show notes or by going over to our bio link. But that's buymeacoffee.com /TCAS. And you can buy us a coffee. We have some membership tiers there too, which are really fun. And it lets you be very interactive with us in the show, and actually lets you pick. You guys can influence the show and the songs that we discuss. So if there are songs that you would like to commission for us to do or listen to or react to, any song at all, it's completely up to you. If you're buying, we're playing. So that's
Well
so
done.
if you guys want to support us, that would be a great way to do it.
Awesome. Well, this has been a wonderful episode. I
Yeah.
think your song number one was Bang Bang Bang.
Bang bang bang. Yeah, no,
Or
it's
Bang
such a
Bang
good
Bang.
it's such a good song.
Such a good song. And next Monday, we'll be back with a normal episode of the Chris and Amanda Show, where we
Yep.
send 3 songs to each other and we rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 records, 1 being a dumpster fire, 5 being it's on our forever playlist. Not just the Chris and Amanda one, but
Yeah.
our forever playlist. And that we love them. So we hope that you tune in next Monday at 2:15. Hopefully 2:15. Things change. Life
Yeah,
happens.
we will keep everybody up to date. But yeah, right now it's 2:15 p.m. Eastern.
We'll see you all next week.
Yep.
Bye,
See
everyone.
everybody. Bye.